And now, Chewing the Fat Summer Sport Show with your host, Bevan Jones.
Well, g'day and welcome to another episode of Chewing the Fat. Bevo here down at the Edinburgh Hotel at Mitcham tonight, and I'm joined by royalty, joined by Australia's powerful man, that is Jordan Biggie Steffens. Last year on Sunrise, in front of thousands or millions of viewers, he actually pulled a Boeing 737 plane and did a wonderful job of it. And in a couple of weeks' time for charity, I'll get to talk about who that charity is for in a couple of minutes' time, but he's going to be pulling a train, that's right, a train in a couple of weeks' time. To talk all about it is the big man himself, Jordan Biggie Steffens. Great to have you on Chewing the Fat, mate.
Mate, it is a pleasure to be back. Royalty, I'm not too sure about that, but it's an absolute pleasure to be back. Thank you for having me on again.
So talk us through the big train pull in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, so what we've got in 3 weeks' time, the 26th of May at Mount Barker, at Steam Ranger at Mount Barker Railway Station, I'll be pulling a train that weighs 203 tonnes to raise money for Steam Ranger, as one of their trains that's sitting in their shed is actually the train off of Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh.
So this train was actually made back in the 30s, and Thomas the Tank Engine brought out a series where it was trains from around the world, and the train that's sitting up here in Adelaide in Mount Barker is the Australian train. And unfortunately it's been off the rails for many, many years. They're looking to get it back on the rails, and that's why I'm doing this, to try and raise money. So we're going to be pulling a train that should be actually an unofficial world record. So it should be a lot of fun, but very, very heavy.
No, you're just breaking records left, right and centre. So
at least I'm not breaking myself left, right and centre at the moment. But no, look, it's been good. It's been a very good last year, and you know, like I said, from last time it's been on here, I think we've both been up to a lot since then.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, again, you're doing it for charity. Talk us through this time who it's for.
Yeah, so look, this one is for Steam Ranger in Mount Barker. This is to help raise money to get that train back on the tracks. This is a piece of Australian history we have here, something that you know, kids see all around the world. Shane, the train's name is actually, and it's been sitting in and just needing to get a whole lot of work done on it, and it's still needing a whole lot more money to be raised on it. So, you know, it's an opportunity, again, for me to help a group of people that need help. And obviously, hopefully one day get a world record as well, which would be fantastic.
Yeah, it's fingers crossed for you with that one. Now, talk us through last year. I mentioned before, it was actually live on Sunrise, and you actually did a wonderful job bucketing down with rain, and 6 o'clock in the morning, and you pulled a Boeing 737. Talk us through it, mate.
Mate, that was a 2 a.m. start to get ready for that. So I was in the gym at 2 a.m. warming up, but the amount of work that went into that, I just have to thank a whole lot of people. My engineer, Matt Leslie, who was basically my man on the ground, who helped set the whole thing up, working with Qantas Engineering. Sharon from Craniofacial Australia, who I did the pull for to raise money. In like 12 days, she turned around from the train. We got the plane done. She got over $15,000 of sponsorship in that shorter space of time. Exactly. And it was possibly the worst conditions we could have had. It had a headwind pulling towards us, so it made the plane even harder. The water was at least, I don't know, a couple centimetres on the ground. It was just, everything was against us for it not to work. But thanks to the great work from Qantas, from my engineer, from everyone that had helped me set this up, Adelaide Airport, you know, for all their help and support, that's what made it happen. You know, for me, I just go out there and pull the plane, okay? It might seem like a lot, but all I do is do what I do every day in the gym. But it's the amount of work that goes in behind the scenes, the people that help me out, that I really appreciate it. And then obviously it goes out to help so many other people when we raise so much money.
Yeah, terrific work on that one. Isn't it funny, Sharon, I actually know as well, Adelaide's so small.
We were talking about that earlier. Everyone knows everyone. You cannot hide in Adelaide.
I still do trivia events, and I actually did one for Craniofacial a few years ago, and Sharon was the organiser, so there you go.
Hey, that's what we need. We need you out the top of the plane doing, you know, trivia stuff as I'm pulling it. That's going to be the future on an A380.
Chewing the fat.
That's it, chewing the fat with an A380. I like that.
I like that a lot, yeah. So now talk us through it, mate. Obviously, some of us, when we grow up, we want to be firemen or we want to be AFL stars, and you obviously want to be a strongman, but when did it first start?
This is where you need my mum to come in on this one, because she tells a great story, but I'll shorten it down a little bit. So she tells a story when we're talking little baby Biggie, where I was trying to rip the tyres off her car. So I'm trying to pull these tyres off, teeth at her, trying to get the tyres off the car. Mum's sitting there going, "What are you doing?" I'm like, what are you doing? my response was, I'm going to be the strongest man in the world one day. And that was when I was a little kid. And, you know, obviously it's just come from there and just gone through the roof. I took up wrestling when I was younger at Flinders University, which got me started. So the amateur stuff, not the stuff you see on TV, but the Olympic stuff. And then followed through to weightlifting in high school. And was very lucky to go out and do a strongman competition where I was invited to in Mount Barker at the Highland Games. And never competed. I was only going up to watch. That was all I was meant to do. I had 2 strained quads at the time. And the guy was like, no, you're here now. Might as well compete. I'm like, they're like, no, you'll be right. There's me just in sneakers and shorts. And I'm like, no, you're right. And I got second. So, you know, and I was sort of 17, 18 at the time. So it's been a long road, but it's been just one of an absolute joy from the start to now.
Yeah, and love it. And going forward, as we talked about, you've got the train coming up. What's happening in the next couple of years? What else have you got going on?
Well, look, the goals are for me is just to keep pegging away, trying to help as many people as humanly possible. So I just did the Medieval Festival the other day, which is an absolute ball. I coach full time as well, the state weightlifting team, so I look after a lot of guys in weightlifting. So, you know, I work hard trying to get as many good athletes through the sport and into the sport of weightlifting as possible. But for me, of course, I want to take home the world record train, which the current world record's held by a friend of mine in Sydney back in the 90s. And I'd love to bring home the current world record for the plane as well, because that was held by a friend of mine from Sydney as well. So I want to try and get a few of these records back to Australia where they should be. But again, the coaching side of things for me is massive now as well. And I'm just loving looking after so many good athletes.
Speaking of that, you look after an 11-year-old kid, Dom Big, who was on Today Tonight with you the other week and stuff. Brilliant interview. How's he going so far?
Dom's doing great. So I'm so lucky to look after so many young ones as well. So Dom's 11. I just got back from Darwin, the Arafura Games, the young kid named Jackson. He's just out of the junior leagues and he just got a bronze medal in a very international field from Indonesia, from New Zealand, from Kiribati, loads of other countries. So I'm so lucky to work with so many good juniors. Dom especially is just, he's outrageous. He is outrageous. He is so strong, so fast, so fit. He's just got a huge future and I just love working with him. It's just great.
And in terms of training and diet, what sort of training and diet do you have to sort of do to prepare for these events?
I was going to say, are you talking about what the young guys do or what I do?
What you do, yeah.
What I do. Well, look, funnily enough, I was chatting to a friend of mine the other day about it, and the biggest thing we kind of had up was sort of that when I was at my biggest at about 145 kilos, I was eating every 2 hours. So what you would have or what the viewers would have for a normal meal would be every 2 hours. At the moment, I'm about 130 odd, so I'm not quite as heavy as I was, but I'm still eating every couple of hours still, and it's a full meal, you know, it's trying to just get as much good food into you as possible, and, you know, like a fire, the more good wood you put into a fire, the bigger the fire gets, the more crappy wood you put into a fire, the more chance of it going out.
Yeah, terrific. In terms of training, obviously, you know, you're training like 2 times a day normally, eh? Or?
At the moment, getting ready for the train, absolutely. I'm having to kick it up a notch with 3 weeks left. I think I'm probably a little bit behind the ball, to be honest with you. So, you know, with so many events being on at the moment, one event to another, it's quite hard to keep training as you're doing such big shows one after another. The Medieval Festival one weekend, pulling a truck for a charity one weekend, and then travelling with the coaching. It's very, very busy, and you're always just trying to stay on top of it as much as you can. But it's also about making sure you're smart, you know, training smart, not just hard. You know, making sure you don't get hurt, making sure you don't get injured, because with the poundages we move, the chance of injury does get quite high. So, no, we're up in it at the moment. But see how we go.
Bending those knees, of course.
That's it, yep, strong back and bending the knees.
I love it. Now, mate, so before I let you go, we're going to do something new. It's actually thanks to 90 Mile Wine. So we're doing 90 seconds thanks to 90 miles. So something new that we're doing for our Chewing the Fat going forward. I'm going to ask you a series of questions in 90 minutes, and we'll get the stopwatch ready. That's why I've just got this ready to go.
Oh, jeez, put me on the spot. This wasn't even planned. This is on the spot.
That's what I love about it. Favourite food?
All right, favourite food, pasta.
Favourite movie?
Oh, The Godfather.
Okay, and why?
I just love that style. I love 50s style. I love old school. Like, I own a 1931 Cadillac, like a limo version one. So I just love that old school style. I love the suits. I love the fedoras. Just love that style.
And your favourite drink? Water?
That'll do. Why not water?
Favourite holiday destination?
Oh, favourite holiday destination. You know what? Tokyo. Love Japan. Beautiful place. Absolutely stunning. Love it.
What's so good about Japan? I've never been there before. So.
You need to go.
Yeah?
You need to go. Tokyo is just a beautiful place. The people are so friendly, so pretty. It's one of the safest places you can go to. You could leave your bag outside for a day and no one would even touch it. It is just such an awesome place.
Okay, and 2019 AFL Premier?
You know it. You know where I'm going with this. You know it's the Tigers all the way. Go the Tigers, mate. What a rough start of the year though. But
you did knock off Paul the other week, you cheeky buggers. So.
And he knows it too. No, it's going to be one of those seasons. It's with Rance gone and it's a bit tough like that, and every team just you could not pick a winner at the moment, could you?
So true. Yeah. Summer or winter?
Winter.
And pie with sauce or without sauce?
I'm going to say without.
Without?
You're going to hate me for that one.
Yeah, you can't have a pie without sauce. Come on, mate.
Sauce on the side. How's that one sound?
I like it. Jordan Biggie Steffens, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on Chewing the Fat. Thank you to Terry May for filming for us and to the Edinburgh Hotel as well, looking after us. It's been a great blast tonight chatting to you, mate, and all the best for a couple of weeks' time.
Thank you very much. Cheers.